All right, so we're here to go over the UX planning issue for the upcoming milestone of 15.1. Our goal today is to make sure that all the 100% needed issues are covered, meaning each one has a designer associated with it. Are there any concerns with any of this or slippage from previous milestone? And are the issues listed and their weights appropriate for each of the people assigned to it? So with that, let me share the current one. And we'll start from the top. All right, composition analysis. So this one will be interesting since there's no longer a primary PM. Sam White will be covering. Let's see, not started CMS. So this one's essentially due at the end of the quarter, I believe, right? So we don't need to have someone assigned to this for 15.1.
I don't know. I guess it's Sam.
I mean, I think it's probably fine because we do technically have at least another milestone and a half.
So is that dependency path MVC? What's the status of that?
It looks like it was implemented in 13.5. I don't know. It's closed. The issue's closed.
Okay.
What is this what we're looking at?
Okay, yeah. Olivier said 2 days ago, all issues closed. Great work, everyone. So
it looks like it could be done, but everyone's already at capacity. This was late. I think this just got finished up, so I think we're fine for not doing this for now. We should confirm with Sam if he has any ideas on it. But I do believe that this is something that's on the list to be done. Changing maturity by the end of the quarter. I'd have to check the maturity page to validate that. But I think it's on
July
the OKR.
31st. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll just keep an eye on this for 15.2 planning, which I will start the issue tomorrow. Okay. What about this one, Becca? Are you good with this? Is it really a 1? Approximately a 1?
I mean, the issue says there's no UX for this, but I'm hoping there's a pajama style for it. It's just a subheader saying software bill of materials. So it just says the proposal is add subheading to dependency list page that is software bill of materials. So Nicole pinged Fernando 2 weeks ago, but he hasn't responded. So I don't know.
Okay. So it'll just be one of those things you dig into and hopefully it will be as simple as it sounds.
Yeah, I'll just ping Fernando again and say, let me know if you need anything here.
Okay. And you also have the next one.
Yeah, I was going to meet with Nicole to discuss these synchronously, but I'm not sure how to proceed now. I mean, do I just meet with Sam instead?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's your only choice, ultimately. Hopefully he's up to speed. Let's see, 5 months. Yeah, and if Sam isn't sure, then maybe we can ping some of the other people on these conversations. Okay.
Yeah, I
mean-
need to talk to someone that understands this better because I don't know.
Okay. These I assume mean they're done, right? Yes, design done, design done. Cool.
Yeah.
Looking at container security, doesn't look like there are any needs. There were needs. Did they get removed and they were already completed?
I think they may have been completed.
Okay.
They were
Yep.
removed.
Cool. I like to hear that. So I think they should be done or basically quiet unless you all finish what you're expecting to do and you need something to occupy your time. Looks like there's a bunch of options here. Dynamic analysis. I like that you've linked your theme. Yay. So Michael, how are you feeling about these?
Yeah, feeling pretty good. A lot of them are still sort of carryover continuation of efforts and stuff still from the last milestone. So doing some analysis, finally going through the synthesis of the problem validation, finally did all the tagging the past couple milestones so we can start actually looking for insights and findings and such. So that one's pretty straightforward, I think. The next is just digging into the solution validation for DAS pre-flight or pre-scan verification. Was hoping to get it started this past milestone and still might get it kind of the plan kind of a little fleshed out. Yeah. Well, anyway, but hopefully the goal is just to run this through solution validation and validate the designs. It shouldn't be a huge effort, but planning about 3 points just for any sort of feedback and stuff that comes out of that too.
Okay. So it's going to be moderated or unmoderated?
Unmoderated, most likely, unless there's a good reason to do moderated.
That would be your call. Only depends on what information you're looking to find.
Yep. Cool. Yeah, I think unmoderated should be fine, at least for a first pass, and then we'll go from there.
Okay. Preparation for CMS.
Yep. So we don't have an issue specifically for that yet, but we basically want to get all the pieces in place and get ready to start recruiting by 15.2. So just kind of building out the issues and kind of fleshing out the prototypes and everything like that.
So this is basically planning preparation.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. Exactly.
Cool.
Yep.
I can do that. And you got a nice to have on here.
Yep. Yep. And that's just looking at DAS profiles, which has been kind of started but deferred for a while now.
And these are duplicates basically, right?
Yep, one's a duplicate, the other is finishing out the SAS roadmap. So we've got most of the stuff fleshed out. We just need to get it into GitLab and go through the communication, sharing it out process and all of that.
Cool.
And then there is a ticket to start looking at working on code quality and bringing it a little bit closer in line with the designs that Becca had put together for inline security findings. Basically just starting to kind of work on the code quality aspect, getting that sort of updated so that it gives us a good foundation when we get to the inline security findings.
Okay. So let's see. Looking at your time, 15.3. These are reasonable numbers. I should have asked Becca this question too, so I'll go back to you on that. Are you comfortable with these numbers?
Yeah, it should be. Should be good.
Okay. Like I noticed you don't have anything open for stuff that comes up, and this is a pretty high number. How are you feeling about that?
I mean, I guess it depends on what's happening with the container scanning stuff or composition analysis. That was like 3, 4.
Yeah, so let's see. Yeah,
Let me see, 4.
4.
8. No, I'm only at 18 actually. 6.
Okay. It's not too bad. But we are, doing the roulette thing, MR review, so.
Yeah, I'm only at 18. And I need to ping Sam about that one. So here, I'll update this to 18.
Okay.
So that's fine. Yeah, 18 is fine.
Is this still a 5?
No, I am finishing that today. I changed the epic and started changing the themes, but there's a bunch of them. So I'll be done with that today.
So basically issue creation type migration stuff from the old roadmap to the new one. That's where you're at.
Yeah, and then the only task after that migration updating will be Sam and I creating like a walkthrough video, or sorry, Matt and I creating like a walkthrough video.
Okay.
of
So
the
maybe this is a
roadmap.
3. So that can give you 2 more for flex, 2 or 3 more for flex, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, just because, the new MR thing, I want to make sure that y'all are not going to be overburdened with issues that you're planning on doing in milestones when you get pinged for MR reviews that you weren't anticipating. All right. SAS, so vulnerability, back to you, Becca.
Yeah, so next steps on solution validation for filtering. I'm wondering if, well, so I think the plan is to move forward with like 2 types of filtering. One is just like improving the filtered search component, and the other is like introducing a new filter pattern. That's something that I can get feedback from y'all separately. I'll create like a little walkthrough video today, so you can see where I'm at on that. But yeah, I need to do solution validation on that.
Is that filter pattern something that you're wanting to push beyond just secure and protect, like something that would get updated to pajamas?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the problem is I'd want to extend it, or, I'd want to change the functionality of the filtered search component. And I have a theory that it would be an improvement for everyone, but obviously, I mean, it's used on so many pages throughout the product that it would require like a lot of buy-in. I mean, I think the changes that I'd be proposing are pretty like non-breaking. It's just a lot more logical. Basically, I just want to like group things and have multi-select in that drop down. So you don't need to do like label equals UX, label equals DevOps secure, but you could just have like multiple selection in there. And that way they're grouped and more condensed. But that's something that I have to work with the global search team on or plan. Probably both of them. So
Yeah, I'm not sure. So you would like this thing to live on the search bar, but also in the filter drop-down type thing. The way we use filters now on the vulnerabilities page, but also that component that.
No, I'm
would be-
saying that I think the filtered search component could work if it was
updated to use
updated.
this new
There were
version.
improvements made to it. In its current state, I don't think it'll work for the vulnerability report because there's just too many filters that we want to add, and the current component is just like, it's not scalable for that many filters. It's really only ideal if you're narrowing down by, under 5 variables.
Okay.
But the filtered search, or the vulnerability report already has 2 filters on it that would have to be listed out separately. By default, it would have to have 2 filters on it, and that would already take up so much space.
Right.
So I just don't think that in its current form it'll work, which is why I started designing a different filter pattern. But I started looking at, does it really make sense for us to come up with an entirely different filter pattern? If I don't know if there's current pain points that have been reported with the filtered search component. Maybe not, because it works for other use cases, but I do want to talk to those teams and say, are there any pain points? Is this of interest here? So I was going to test A/B test in solution validation, one version where it's what I think is an improved or more usable and more scalable version of the filtered search component, and then another one where we're just adding extra static filters that can be removed altogether.
Okay. Well, that sounds like moderated and an interesting sort of setup, that you want to do counterbalancing and that sort of thing. So you might want to work with Michael on getting that, making sure that it's as correctly set up method as possible.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. That sounds good. Are you going to do the research first? Are you going to talk to the search people that are in charge of that first? Do it all at the same time? What are you thinking?
I think I'm going to try to do both in parallel. Yeah, I think it would be good to have that data either way, even if it's not on their roadmap. I've seen some people pop up and say that they're looking at it. I've seen some issues to add more, what's it called, identifiers to the drop down in it, but I don't know. It's a strategic, it's a question of strategy, I guess. Do I come to that team with research results?
Yeah. Okay.
Although
we
I'd
can
have to
talk more about this too.
Yeah, let's talk more about that later.
Because there's a third facet of this just occurred to me. So let's talk about more one-on-one later. Yeah.
Okay.
Later today. All right. What about this one? Pipeline security tab.
Did you click on that? I think this is one. Yeah. This is something that Sam wants. Sorry.
Matt?
Matt.
Are you working with too many PMs?
Yes. No, it's fine. Yeah, so these are surfacing statuses of the pipeline on the security tab in the pipeline page.
Okay. 3 is a good number. I feel confident in that.
Yes. There's one other thing that I wanted to do in this milestone related to a policy that we need to auto dismiss, but it doesn't look like I'll have time for that. So that'll have to be moved to 15.2.
Is that issue somewhere else, or is that for vulnerability management?
That's for vulnerability management, but it's just, I'm already at capacity for this milestone. So
Can you add it in, but put it as a nice to have just for tracking purposes?
sure.
Did I just do? Oh, I gotta figure out this plugin because it is getting in the way. All right, let's all look at the extras OKR stuff. Configure, monitor, collaboration. Andy, what's this?
That is time I spend working with Amelia and Ali.
Okay, it's just a placeholder to reconcile your time. I get it, not a specific issue. Okay. Okay, road mapping. So yes, we've got lots of that stuff going on. So for half of this month, we'll be finishing up reviews of the retro from the last ones, trying to incorporate that stuff. And then the second half, we'll be hopefully progressing into other teams' roadmaps.
Yeah.
So 4 is an accurate number.
I mean, it's hard to gauge it against the milestone itself, but that sounds about right.
Yeah, because it's
Depending on when we start the road mapping stuff with other teams.
okay. And Becca, roadmap finishing up. We already talked about that. Did you say you could bring this down to 3? Is that what you were thinking?
Well, given that this is for threat insights and container security,
Oh, yes, I missed that. Okay. You're right. You're right.
I'll
Good
leave
call.
it at 5.
Crucial conversations. Andy, is yours? Did you get in on this too?
I'm in on it, yeah.
Might not be a bad idea to add that in here.
Okay.
Or has yours started?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, add that in. Michael's career development. Does anyone else have any career development stuff that they're working on this milestone that should be accounted for?
We're always working on career development stuff. Jessica.
Well, yeah, just like all the follow-up tasks.
Nice. Yes, it's being recorded. Anyone can see this. We're all working very hard. I appreciate that. Thank you. Persona and jobs to be done research.
This is for Michael Oliver is taking on helping Sam White suss
Yep.
out the InfoSec side of the jobs to be done, also taking a look at the AppSec analyst. So I'm going to be just there for subject matter expertise and helping this process along. It's kind of not paced for anything specific. So it'll probably be 2 points just helping set up, and then I'll help with some moderation too.
All right. Cool. I like that. I like the sound of that. Glad that that's getting done. That's it. Does anyone have any questions or concerns? Seems like it's going to be a little bit busy. Silence means that you're all good.
Yep, busy, but good.
All right. Cool. Then thank you all for coming. Nice to see you all again.
Definitely.
And I'll
Welcome
talk to
back.
y'all. Thank you so much. talk to y'all later.
Okay, bye.